What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another early evening in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your brewmaster in chief. And this evening in the BrewLab, I'm still coming at you from the early access event. I'm gonna try and squeeze in maybe 2 more videos. I've got about another hour and a half before my privileged account. And again, thank you to Wizards of the Coast for allowing me to take part in this event and for inviting me to this event. It's been absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. And so, without further ado, I think it's about time we jump into today's brew. This evening's brew. I'm just calling it Steel and Clay. Selesnya. One that I've been one of the most excited about since I saw the spoilers. I kind of like to put the prototypes where you can put them on for their prototype cost. So, it just makes the deck look a little bit neater than it's sitting all the way down there. Because most of the time you're casting it for 3 mana anyway. But, let's take it from the top, as I always do. Run through the deck quickly and then we'll discuss some of the play lines and interactions. There's many little things that I'm kind of still discovering as I play with the deck. And then we'll jump into some gameplay footage. Hopefully I'll get to show off all of those various play lines and interactions for you guys against some opponents. And, maybe we bump into Croakies or some CGBs or those types of things again. It's been fantastic. Really. I never get sick of these events, and I hope they keep doing them. So, Haywire Mite. I think this might actually, and I did mention this during spoiler talk episodes, be pretty significant. Definitely sideboard action. 1 mana. You can, so 2 mana essentially, because it's not a tap effect, you can do this as it enters the battlefield. So for 2 mana, you get an artifact entering the battlefield, which matters in this deck specifically, but in many other cases, or a creature, and then you can sack it, which also matters in other decks, and exile a non-creature artifact or a non-creature enchantment. There's many really powerful artifacts and enchantments that need to be taken care of, and this just does it cleanly and neatly while synergizing with your other artifact synergies and gaining you 2 life for just 2 mana. I think it's nice. I think this is going to see some play, especially in decks that don't have access to something as clean and easy as Tear Asunder. Then we've got the Teething Wurmlet. What a fun card. 1 mana, 1/1. It's got Death Touch as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. So obviously in a deck that's mostly filled with artifacts, that shouldn't be a problem. And as long as... whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. So that happens every time that an artifact enters the battlefield, even if it happens more than once a turn. But if it's the first time that it's happened that turn, Teething Wurmlet also gets a +1/+1 counter. So it can gain you quite a bit of life throughout the game, and eventually gets Death Touch, makes a great blocker, and then, the +1/+1 counters, who knows, if they're against the right type of deck that's not running heaps of removal, it ends up being a very aggressive attacker as well. So fingers crossed we get to showcase the Wurmlet nicely during tonight's gameplay footage. I, for one, have been really enjoying playing with it. And it's the other card in the deck that isn't an artifact or enchantment, other than, of course, our instant and sorceries, which I'll get to in a moment, is the Yotian Dissident. Dissident. Human Artificer. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It can target itself as well. So there's turns where you're getting like 2-3, artifacts entering the battlefield in a single turn, and obviously that's really nice. But it's not even, it almost plays like an aggro deck. You don't really need to double, triple drop artifacts every turn to make this go crazy. You can just do like a pretty simple curve of like turn 1 Teething Wurmlet, turn 2 Yotian Dissident, turn 3 Patchwork Automaton, turn 4 Steel Seraph, for example. Just on that turn, when the Steel Seraph enters the battlefield, you'll be putting a +1/+1 counter on somewhere. You often choose the Automaton. The Automaton gets a +1/+1 counter because you've cast the Steel Seraph. Then the Teething Wurmlet gets a +1/+1 counter because it's an artifact entering the battlefield. You gain 1 life, and you give one of your creatures that are now, like, in that example, your Patchwork would be, I think, a 4/4 at that point. You can give it flying, lifelink, or vigilance and swing in. It's so nice. I also really like the line where you maybe skip both those 2 drops. You just go Teething Wurmlet into Bankbuster. Turn 3, you play your Steel Seraph. You can crew the Bankbuster with Steel Seraph. Give it, if the opponent has blockers or whatever, or just depending on what you need. Give it flying, give it vigilance, give it lifelink, swing it into Bankbuster on turn 3, but with a little bit of extra perks, which is really nice. Also, our other 3-drop, the Simian Simulacrum, when it enters the battlefield, you put 2+1/+1 counters on target creature you control. Of course, it can choose itself, so it's a 3-mana 4/3. That's another thing that, comes into play the turn after the Bankbuster, and you can just crew it with straight away, whilst at the same time, triggering your Patchwork and your Teething. You see where this is going. We're just trying to, every turn drop one of these really powerful artifacts on top of our 2 main artifact synergies here, the Teething Wurmlet and Yotian Dissident. But to then push it over the top, if we get to a situation where the opponent is blocking everything or whatever, and we can't finish them off early, then it morphs into a little bit of a decent late game or mid to late game plan with the help of Gaea's Gift, which we can protect our creatures with. It gives +1/+1, reach, trample, hexproof, indestructible. It's really, really versatile. So if the opponent's got blockers in the way, we don't have the Steel Seraph to give our Patchwork Automaton or other creature flying, then we can also give it trample with Gaea's Gift. And yeah, otherwise we're using the flying from the Steel Seraph to swinging in the air every turn with the gigantic Patchwork. As far as removal is concerned, we've just got 3 Soul Partitions, which is a new one. It exiles a card from the any non-land permanent from the battlefield, and then as long as it's exiled this way, the opponent can play it again, but they need to pay 2 additional colorless to cast it. So it's kind of like the Elite Spellbinder effect on an instant speed 2-drop, and I've been, for one, really loving it in many different decks, and I can't wait to show you what else I've got planned with this card, because it fits really nicely into tempo decks as well, of course, and Azorius Soldiers I think may need to run at least 2 of these. But anyway, as far as the last card I have not talked about, the Clay Champion, which is again going to kind of help us morph into that late game or mid to late game. It's got X4, right? So even if you just cast it for 4 and X is 0 and you spend 2 green, 2 white to cast it, then when it enters the battlefield, it will be a 5/5 because it enters the battlefield with 3 additional +1/+1 counters on it for each 2 green mana spent to cast it, or you put 2 +1/+1 counters on. You can choose up to 2 other creatures and give them a +1/+1 counter each. So you can see with when you've got your Teething Wurmlet, your Yotian Dissident, and Patchwork Automaton, and then you cast a Clay Champion, how crazy the triggers get there, because you're putting counters on things, you're casting an it's really, really nice. And of course, the more then you have of combinations of white and green, then you can dump that into the X cost and make, give even more +1/+1 counters around and make it even bigger when it enters the battlefield. And that's why we've got, a nice fair spread of commons, like 5 of each of the common lands and some duels. Didn't go too heavy on the colorless lands because of that. But we still do have a Hall of Tagsin, which I wanted to try out. You can tap 4 mana and make a tap Power Stone token, which we can use to cast a Steel Seraph for the full 6 mana if we want to. Otherwise, you can also fix it. It's kind of like the Grotto, where you can pay 1 tap and then add 1 mana of any color. Of course, 1 Mech Hangar for the Reckoner Bankbuster, Demolition Field, which is just the new Field of Ruin, and then 1 Sneaky Blast Zone in case we need to reset the board and just kind of start again. Of course, 1 Boseiju, 1 Eiganjo, and the fantastic, beautiful, and amazing Selesnya Painland, Steel and Clay. Selesnya Aggro Artifacts version 1 early access event. Let's jump into some games, see how the deck performs. Pow. Hopefully we still run into some, I think at this point, the Americans are already waking up. It's probably too late for any Asians, so it's probably mostly going to be European gamers. Okay. There's some guys in Asia still hanging on. Hey, I was up till 3 last night. Looking pretty good so far. I'd love another land. Table. We just go Simian. Oh, okay, so it's somebody trying to do the whole thing. Alright. Why can't I... Why can't I do that? That's a bug. I don't know why I couldn't exile this. You know what? I'm okay with that. I'm not entirely sure why I'm not able to use the ability on this. I think that's a bug. You're gonna swing for double. Oh, that's powerful, man. Lifelink was pretty crucial there for the dude. But seriously, we would have won the game already if I was actually able to. Oh, oh, that's why. It's a creature artifact. So silly. Well, that's game. Unless we get our beautiful friend here, the Steel Seraph, in which case, sorry my friend, but you are a dead man. Woo! Hey-oh! Hey-oh! That's how it's done. That is how it's done, ladies and gents. Okay, so I mean, when you get the thing to do what it's supposed to do in the first game of the night, you're feeling pretty good about yourself. Let's see if we can replicate that a few more times. then I can hang up my hat and call it a day. I've got some more brewing to do. Well, I've eld a couple more hours left on this event. I really want to try as many things as possible. I've been having no success with the green meld card. I thought it would be easier. I'm trying to still figure out if it's supposed to be Golgari or Sultai or just mono green or Simic. There's so many ways to do it. Putting lands in graveyards or even Jund. Nessa meow meow. Yeah. A little bit better. Naya, could be reanimation. Okay, no, it's just gonna be old Joda. Lagarella. Pretty frustrating. Joda is gnarly. I got destroyed by this deck last night. Okay, tap land is partially okay. Seraph would be just amazing off the top. No such luck. We would still have enough mana to cast it if we top deck one now. Okay. Oh, at least we get a trigger on the Wurmlet. And we pass the turn. Soldier, soldier, soldier. Just by the way. Now he can probably cast Joda. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that right? Any color. Yeah, he could. Is it 5 or 6? I think it's 5. There he is. And we're dead. Such a ridiculous card. The only way we get around this is flying. I do have removal, 3 of them, but I put 1 of them at the bottom of the deck, which is very problematic. Oh, bugger. There goes my Teething Wurmlet. Ridiculous deck. Whew. Okay. We're still dead, but like dead af. Can't you just target nothing? That sucks. Oh, I still get the 2 life when it dies. Such a floodfest, man. Hexproof too? No, only indestructible. Still game over though. Joda aggro, like humans, and like Hajar here is the main card, new card that really kind of cranks it out. Has not been the last time I ran into that. I mean, not the first time, and I'm sure it won't be the last. Little 3-year-old's here with me in the room. Hopefully he doesn't shout too loud. Hashtag BrewDad. That's why I usually record late at night, but I wanted to get this out. So I got my boy. He just came back from the park. Had him running around like a maniac, so hopefully he passes out early tonight and I can edit. Sure, it's not amazing, but I'll keep it. Haven't seen a single steel champion. This guy. Okay, man. Okay. Do we need to cut the lands here, or what's going on? Holding up Gaea's gift. Or draw from the Bankbuster. That's bad. Let's see who he selects. Or if he just goes for the card draw. This card is so busted. +1/+1 counters, nice. This deck is so busted. Like, Mightstone is ridiculous. This card is ridiculous. Like, huh. Ooh, hello. I kind of wanted to kill something with Boseiju, but Clay Champion is good. Whatevs. Oh, he's gonna block it, huh? Cool. We just need to get a Steel Seraph off the top, and we're cooking with gas. However, he might have just a sweeper. Okay, so he makes the Urza. Is it gonna be enough? On 3 life, he can exile 2 of my things. I think we still got him. He needs to make a colorless soldier artifact. And he makes 2, so we still need a Steel Seraph.
As soldiers should, each device has a role in my plan.
Or we can kill one of these because they're artifacts. That means he's only got 3 left. And swing, that's not gonna do it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now we're screwed. He untaps with the Urza. Like, we really just needed the Seraph there. Oh, bugger. He can exile 2 things again.
The next experiment begins.
Okay.
Automated battalion, advance.
Come on. Final chance. Ay, caramba. This takes 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So close. If we just drawn that Seraph, oh my goodness. 7/7 Death Touch. We're cooking, but he managed to meld the Urza, and that's GG.
More power stones.
Now, if he attacks with the leveler, we have to destroy. He gets to choose. Oh my lord. Nice. Disgusting. Disgusting. So powerful. Man, this thing is ridiculous.
Each device has a role in my plan.
Ay, caramba. Yeah, we're dead. Good game. Ah, that's Seraph. Just not top decking it so many turns in a row when we had lethal. It was just that one card we needed off the top. So close. I think it's still a good list. It's just this. It's actually a lot easier to flip Urza than I thought it would have been. So far, it's the meld card that I've seen the most, and it's probably the most freaking busted. You guys saw that. I mean, the life gain, the blockers, you could have just exiled my stuff with the -3 twice. You can just exile 2 things the turn you get it. It's gonna feel so dull the next 4 days while we wait for the set to drop. At least, you know, I know you guys are still waiting, but now I've gotten to play with it, and I'm just like, oh, I wanna brew stuff, and then I gotta wait. Yeah, like I said, yesterday I was up till close to 4 in the morning, just brewing. Oh, less and less people. Sure. Beast Caller. Six damage on turn 3. Okay, mono green titanium. Nice. Back up titanium, of course. We need the Seraph. We need the freaking Seraph. We need any artifact. Thank you. There he is. That's gonna make 3 artifacts, so it also gets Death Touch. I guess he's gonna try to fight my guy, yeah. That's fine. Could have preferred some slightly different turn of events there, honestly. I'm gonna go for the full 6 mana. It's gonna be flying time. Wow, actually blocks with the reach. That's 2 Titanias down. We can swing for lethal next turn. Cool thing about the Wurmlet is it doesn't die to enchantment removal, artifact removal, of which there's plenty. Oh, that is just lovely. We've even got the mana for the double action. Got him. Nice. Nice. There we go. Okay, so we managed a good couple of victories. I think I'm going to leave it at that, guys, for now, because I want to record another video before the event is over, but we're definitely going to be... These are all version 1s, early access versions of these decks. We're going to be refining and doing version 2s and 3s throughout the season, so stay tuned for that. If you're interested in this Selesnya enchantments type of archetype, then let me know how you would have built it in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. This is my initial kind of throw together. A lot of 4-ofs. There's definitely some tinkering that could be done to put in some spicy other things, but for now... Very impressed with the ability to close games quickly. The Steel Seraph has just been freaking fantastic. I can't wait to slot it into an Angel tribal deck as a 3-drop and, you know, put it with your Giadas and things. Because it is an Angel as well, so you can cast it for less. Which means you could also play it on turn 5 with Giada quite easily. You know, very nice card. Probably one of my favorites of the prototypes so far. So that's going to be it for tonight's gameplay footage. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will be seeing you all a little bit later with another fresh brew. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.